Welcome back to Truth Before Midnight, where secrets get exposed, hearts get tested, and every story reminds us that the truth always shows up, even when someone tries to bury it. If you're new here, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because tonight's story is the kind of betrayal nobody ever sees coming. Let's dive into the unbelievable story of Amanda, her fiancé Chris, and the secret the best man tried desperately to hide. Amanda Carter had always believed she'd live a simple, peaceful American love story. She grew up in a small town outside Portland, Oregon, the type of place where neighbors waved at each other, people left their doors unlocked, and everyone knew who was getting married months before the invitations were sent. At 32, Amanda was finally living her version of a dream: a stable job in healthcare billing, a great apartment, loving parents, and a man she believed would be her forever, Chris Turner, the charming, handsome real estate agent who walked into her life like a summer breeze. They met at a 4th of July barbecue and had been inseparable ever since. 3 years later, with families excited, venues booked, and a rustic vineyard wedding planned in Napa Valley, Amanda felt like she'd finally arrived at her happy ending. The wedding was just 3 weeks away. Her dress was hanging in her closet, the caterer was paid, the bridesmaids' gifts were wrapped, everything was ready. Chris had chosen his best friend of 15 years, Evan Marks, as best man, and Evan's fiancée Michelle was one of Amanda's bridesmaids. On the surface, everything looked perfect, but beneath all the Pinterest boards, budget spreadsheets, and romantic speeches, something was already breaking. Amanda just didn't know it yet. It happened on a quiet Thursday afternoon. Amanda had just finished work when she realized she forgot to give Evan and Michelle the final seating chart for the rehearsal dinner. She decided to swing by their apartment. They only lived 10 minutes away. She expected Michelle to open the door, but instead Evan did, and he didn't look like himself. His normally upbeat, goofy personality was replaced by someone hollow, exhausted, emotionally drained. His eyes were bloodshot, his hair was unkempt. His voice cracked when he said, "Oh, hey Amanda." She stepped inside and instantly sensed something off. The apartment was messy, not just lived in but chaotic. Takeout containers on the table, blankets on the floor, a wine bottle half finished on the counter. Amanda didn't want to be rude, so she pretended not to notice. "I just wanted to drop off the seating chart," she said gently. Evan tried to smile, but even that looked painful. "Thanks. Yeah, Michelle's not home." His tone was strange, tense, heavy. Amanda was about to leave when something happened that changed everything. A phone buzzed, loudly, then again, and again. Evan's phone sitting on the couch. Amanda wasn't snooping. The text preview popped up big and bright. The message was from Chris, her fiancé. The next notification rolled in, and this one hit like a bullet. "Same time tonight?" Amanda froze. Another message came in immediately after. "Can't stop thinking about you." Her fingers went cold. Her heart fell straight through her stomach. Before she could process what she saw, Evan dove for the phone like it was a grenade about to explode. He stuffed it into his pocket so fast she actually took a step back. His voice shook. "It's, work stuff." Amanda tried to breathe normally. "Oh, okay." But her voice sounded wrong, thin, weak. Evan wouldn't look at her. She walked out of their apartment with her heart pounding in her ears, and for the first time in her relationship with Chris, she felt fear. All the way home, Amanda kept replaying those messages in her mind. "Same time tonight. Can't stop thinking about you." She tried to rationalize it. Maybe they were planning a surprise for the wedding. Maybe it was a joke. Maybe she misread the context. But she couldn't shake the image of Evan's face. The panic, the guilt, the way he grabbed the phone like he was saving his life. When Amanda got home, Chris greeted her like nothing was wrong. "Hey babe, you're early. Want takeout or should I cook tonight?" She studied his face. There was no guilt, no awkwardness, no sign he'd sent anything suspicious minutes earlier. "Are you okay?" he asked as he kissed her forehead. Amanda nodded quickly. Yeah, just tired. But inside, she was unraveling. That night, Chris fell asleep instantly. Amanda didn't close her eyes once. Over the next few days, the cracks widened. Chris suddenly started going for night walks to clear his head. He guarded his phone more, turned it face down at dinner, jumped whenever a notification came in. Michelle, Evan's fiancé, had completely stopped talking to Amanda. No calls, no texts, no bridesmaid updates. Everything felt wrong. Amanda finally confided in her sister Vanessa, and Vanessa didn't sugarcoat a thing. Girl, those texts weren't normal. Something's going on. Amanda felt her throat tighten. I don't want to believe it, Vanessa sighed. No one ever does. And then came the night that changed everything. Chris announced he was going for a walk at 11:20 p.m. Amanda forced a smile. Okay, be safe. 5 minutes after he left, she grabbed her car keys and followed him quietly. She kept a safe distance as he walked through their neighborhood, then crossed into another, then turned onto a quiet residential street. A street Amanda recognized. He approached a small 2-story townhouse, a townhouse Amanda had been in dozens of times, Evan and Michelle's place. Her stomach dropped. Chris knocked. Michelle opened the door immediately, like she'd been waiting behind it. No surprise, no confusion, no hesitation. He walked in, and the door closed behind him. That was the moment Amanda's entire world split into two. Amanda didn't confront them. She drove home shaking, numb, barely able to breathe. When Chris finally came home an hour later, he tried to act normal. Walk was nice, he said casually while kicking off his shoes. Amanda stood in the hallway, eyes empty. Chris, where were you? He froze. Walking. Why? She swallowed. I followed you. Silence, heavy, sharp, devastating. I saw you go into Michelle's house, she whispered. His face drained of all color. Amanda, listen. How long have you been cheating on me? She asked, her voice breaking. Chris closed his eyes, and that was her answer. The next morning, Amanda drove straight to Evan's workplace. When he saw her, his expression collapsed. His eyes filled with tears before she even spoke. You knew, Amanda said quietly. Didn't you? Evan nodded slowly. Then he broke down completely. I'm so sorry, Amanda. I found out weeks ago. Michelle told me after I caught her deleting texts from Chris. I tried to stop it. I tried to fix it. I didn't know how to tell you. Amanda's knees almost gave out. So, the woman who was supposed to stand next to me at my wedding was sleeping with my fiancé? Evan sobbed. Yes, and it wasn't just once. Everything inside Amanda shattered. The betrayal wasn't just Chris, it was Michelle. It was the best man hiding it. It was the wedding party she trusted. Her entire wedding was built on lies. She canceled the wedding that same day, the venue, the caterer, the DJ, all of it. When Chris got home and saw the ring on the counter, he panicked. Amanda, please, we can fix this. She looked him dead in the eyes. You didn't trip and fall into her, Chris. This was a choice. He fell to his knees. I love you. It didn't mean anything. Amanda's voice was cold. I don't marry men who betray me. She walked out of her own apartment instead of letting him leave, because she didn't want him to have the last word, not anymore. The following week, Evan sent Amanda a long message. Michelle had confessed everything. The affair started 5 weeks earlier. They went to her place while Evan was working. Chris had told Michelle he wasn't sure about marrying Amanda. That last part hurt the most, because when someone tells you they're not sure about loving you, they already made their choice. Amanda spent nights crying, replaying everything. The proposal, the laughter, the planning, the excitement, all tainted. But one night, Vanessa told her something she never forgot. Closure doesn't come from them. It comes from you deciding the story is over. And that became Amanda's turning point. Amanda slowly rebuilt her life. She ended all contact with Chris, blocked Michelle, had one final conversation with Evan, who apologized again and again. She focused on therapy, on spending time with her family, on finding herself again. And in that process, she learned she was stronger than she ever imagined. Months later, when someone asked her, "If you could go back, would you still want to know the truth?" Amanda smiled softly. "Yes, because the truth hurt, but it saved my life." Thank you for listening to tonight's story on Truth Before Midnight. If Amanda's story kept you listening until now, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another late-night truth. Here we share stories that remind you secrets don't stay buried, and the truth always shows up after midnight. Until next time.